Ladies and gentlemen, it's teaser talk time.
Would y'all look at that sad-ass corn? But that's a badass tractor.
I feel like no topic is off limits for teaser talk.
I just picture them with an iPad. And, I mean, that's it. Let's get real. We were the cool kids who were too cool for the other kids to realize we were cool.
You goddamn better believe it.
Hand check, you guys.
I may have been conceived to that song, Hollie.
Make some noise for your co-hosts, Hey Donna Hay and Hollie Nicole.
Best day ever. Hey, Donna Hay and Hollie Nicole here with another kick-ass podcast episode.
So today we have some awesome guests with us. Welcome, Astraeus.
Hey guys.
Hey guys.
Yes, and we are super excited to have all of you guys on. And for those people who are living underneath a rock and haven't heard of you guys yet, can you give us a little bit of an intro, your name, what you play in the band, and a random fact about you that no one knows?
That's tough. I'll start. My name is Hayne. I play guitar and also do production work for the band. And a random fact about me. I'm probably the biggest WVU fan that's never attended WVU.
Let's go Mountaineers!
Yeah.
I'm JR. I do lead vocals, and there's nothing particularly interesting about me. I didn't lose my virginity till I was 20. There you go.
There you go.
Well, I was the oldest. I was 18. Nice. I got you beat, bro. You're welcome. All right. I'm Justin. I play guitar as well. A random fact about me. If I'm out in public and some Backstreet Boys or NSYNC comes on, you bet your ass I'm going to break out in song, and you better join me. So.
And also, Justin, I've been told that you're a crazy cat man.
I love cats. I have two, Toad and Peach. I rescued both of them. Toad is super fat and cuddly, and Peach just steals everything and hides it. So, yeah, I'm like a cat whisperer, basically.
That's awesome.
Have they brought you any like gifts, like, you know, like the dead birds or anything?
Yeah, actually, I've had Toad for like 6 years. First time the other day I've ever seen this. I look down at my feet. There's a dead fucking mouse at my feet, and it's like half eaten. And I'm pretty sure it was Peach, who was my baby cat. And that thing was just shredded, and I had never seen it before, but it was pretty fucking awesome. Can't lie.
Wow, awesome was not the first word that came to my mind, but okay.
Oh, should I go?
Yeah, Nick.
My name's Nick. I'm the bass player.
He's the shy guy.
I'm super shy. And that's it.
He pretty much lived his life like a 40-year-old man since he was about like 18.
Yeah.
But we love him for it. Like he keeps everybody in line.
And he laughs like Santa Claus, if you can't tell.
That too.
And then there's also Cliff, also, who wasn't able to be with us today.
Yeah, unfortunately, his grandpa recently passed away, so he had to travel for a funeral. But yeah, Cliff's a good dude. We randomly came across him about a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
And we had been searching for a drummer, like a steady drummer, for so long, and we just kind of lucked into him. And he also brought us JR. We also had a singer change prior to when we came back as Astraeus. We had a singer change, and his roommate JR is his roommate. He just kind of recommended him. He came in, and we didn't have a vocalist for 24 hours, so like it was awesome. It was just like we lost one and picked somebody else up, and frankly improved. So we're stoked about it. Cliff and JR have both been very for us. So we're thankful to have him in the band.
And his name is Clifford, by the way. So if you ever see him, call him.
He loves it.
Yeah.
Clifford.
I want to say he doesn't love it. Don't you guys be pranking me now?
Oh, he hates it.
He's kind of like the
But
band.
we love it.
He's the band punching bag. We kind of pick on him more than we should, but
Aw.
it's all out of love. Because
He
he's
is
not here to.
not here to defend himself.
Exactly.
Yes. So sad.
So you guys formed in 2012, right?
Yeah, Justin actually moved in with me. When we were both guitar players, like I have a studio here in my basement, so we just kind of started writing a shitload of music and tried to form a band around it. We tried for like 4 years or so to get other members, and we had some people come and go, some drummers come and go, vocalists come and go, but Nick's always been there. He was always a constant, and we kind of did the online band thing for a long time where we would just, we would self-record everything. It was really easy for us to distribute ourselves online. We would do playthrough videos and just release everything, online, and that's how we were able to grow the band. And then just after kind of a series, like our drummer left and then our singer left, and we were kind of just lost our way, kind of lost the passion to play for a while. So Justin came up with the idea to just start a new band, kind of do like a hard rock type thing. So we started a new band, a new project called Ghost of Clarity. And that was about 2 years ago, the fall of 2015, I think is when we started that, or 2016. And we did that for about a year. We wrote a full EP. Just kind of, as we were writing new songs for a new album, we were realizing that we were starting to write more technical stuff again. We were writing more heavy music. That's just kind of what we naturally gravitated towards. So we just decided it would be better for us to continue on as Astraeus. So we just switched back, and now we're back as Astraeus. We've been doing that for, January or so?
Yeah.
So
roughly.
about 4 months we've been back as Astraeus, and we're happy to be back. It feels good. It feels like we're home again.
Yeah, that's awesome. I feel like when a lot of bands try to like go out their niche, like it's almost hard for you guys to get motivated, I'm sure, like, to really get passionate about that. Am I right in assuming that?
It really was for me. Like I like hard rock stuff, but 95% of the music I listen to is like in the djent progressive style. So like that's just where I'm at home at. So it was kind of tough for me to get fully involved. Once we got a full EP written, I was proud of the songs we wrote. I really liked them, but I definitely much prefer being in Astraeus. But I know Justin was a really big fan of being Ghost of Clarity. He really liked that style of music, but it is what it is. I feel like everybody's happier now than we were, 6 months ago.
That's awesome. So are you guys all from Charleston, or where are you guys all from?
Pretty much.
Basically, yeah, Charleston, Huntington area, anywhere in between, Cross Lanes, Nitro.
Our drummer and singer, Cliff and JR, they live in Huntington, and then I've lived in Cross Lanes all my life, except for when I was in college and I went to Florida. Nick was like originally from Sissonville, I think, right? And Justin's been from Charleston, so yeah, it's kind of local area.
That's awesome. So speaking of kind of the local music scene, you guys have a show coming up at the bakery, right?
Yeah, it's a huge show. Memphis May Fire is coming in, which, they've been around for, 10 years or more now. They're a huge band, so we're very thankful to be playing with them. And Fire from the Gods, they're a little bit newer, but they're really, really solid. We actually met their singer in New York when we played a show up there a couple years ago. Super nice guy, so we're really excited to see them. Hopefully he remembers us. Maybe he will, maybe not. But super nice guy, so we're stoked to see them. And then Awake at Last, I believe, is the band that got added. Don't really know much about them, but they're pretty solid. And then Revision Revised, they're from Ohio, I believe. So they're coming in. They're the other local band that's on the bill. So it's a really solid lineup, and the bakery itself is just it's a killer venue. I'm so glad we have an all ages venue in Charleston again, and it's continually growing. They keep adding new lights, new speakers. It's a great stage. So it's just a great place in Charleston to finally have an all ages venue again. I know they just had a show last night with Soulfly and Nile, and I swung by the show for a minute, and it was packed. So that's great to see that people are packing out the place for big bands coming to Charleston. Hopefully it'll revitalize the scene again.
Yeah, we had hung out with the guys from Fall Before Your Creator, and they're kind of, in the same boat as you guys, the same, you look around the same music scene. I mean, 10, 15 years ago, I feel like it was awesome. I remember going to shows whenever I lived there in West Virginia and how awesome it was. And then I feel like everything kind of died out when those all ages venues started started going away, and then with the bars, you're pretty limited on how many people can attend, and then of course your age. I agree, it's awesome to see that, and I hope you keep rocking out. I hope it keeps.
Yeah, we all. I was in Timeless Memory with Jason from Fall River Greater back in the day. So I grew up all through high school playing all ages venues. We used to play the Brick House in St. Albans and the High Amp in Huntington. Those two venues were huge around here for all ages shows. And then once they were gone, like you said, it just kind of the whole scene died. Justin and Nick used to play. Nick was in Dying Ground about the time I was in Timeless, and then he joined Timeless for a short period. And then Justin was in Among the Enemy, which then became Towers, which Nick was also in. So we've all known each other for a really long time.
Which actually Jason Ball and Opie both played for as well. So we've all just kind of like
ancestralized our band over there.
Sounds like you guys all mixed and matched. That's funny.
Yeah, but those guys all found their calling. Like Opie and Jason and Tony, they all, they're death metal guys. So it's good that they all got together. They have their thing and they're killing it. And Justin, Nick, and I, we found each other, and we all gelled really well. So just in the end, it all worked out for everybody.
That's awesome. So, it's interesting to see how you guys formed back in 2012 and just the dynamics of new members and then people come and go and then, looking at going to exploring different varieties like the hard rock. How would you say that your music has evolved since you guys have begun first playing together?
I think the easiest way to describe it is we've kind of matured. Like if you go back and listen to our first EP, Solipsis, it's kind of just like Justin and I sat down and we tried to write the most technical, crazy stuff we could and just mushed it all together in one song. And that's fun for what it was, being able to play stuff like that. But the newer stuff we've been writing, there's a lot more structure to the songs, verses, choruses, stuff like that. And we're trying to not necessarily make it more marketable or anything like that. That's not the goal. Just trying to write music that's a little more mature, I guess is the word I keep coming back to. But
we write music now geared towards a vocalist actually singing with us, as opposed to Solipsis, which was just like Eric said, we were just writing chaos. And then when we wrote Mirrors, that was the first time we had actually had vocals on anything. So even from Solipsis to Mirrors, it was still, we tamed it and matured the sound just a little bit. We got a guy from Arizona. He did vocals on the album for us. What happened? And then we released a single.
We went back to instrumental for the single.
Yeah, we released a single called Wanderlust.
And that was the release we had. Last release we had. That was like 2014 or 15, I believe, that we released Wanderlust. Yeah. It was just a single.
And then we just kind of.
We went on a hiatus for a while. We actually started writing a 6-song EP, and we got 6 songs done, and I was really stoked with all 6 of the songs. I was completely ready to start production on the EP, and then that's about the time we had the members leave, and Justin threw out the idea of doing a hard rock band. So that's what we did. We just kind of shelved all those songs, and I was super bummed about it because they were like 6 of my favorite songs we've ever written. And they were just kind of like sitting on my hard drive and nobody got a chance to hear them. But thankfully, now that we've come back to Astraeus and we're putting together our first full-length album, we've kind of went back and revisited some of those songs. And I know there's going to be at least 2, maybe 3 or 4 of them that end up on the album out of what we were writing from before. So I'm glad they're finally going to see the light of day for everybody to hear.
Yeah,
Nice.
you guys just dropped a new EP.
We dropped a single for Into Eternity. That was about April?
No, it was like a month and a half ago.
It was like March. It's terrible. We can't even remember our own release dates. But
it was like a month and a half. Yeah, probably.
But we released that, and we're in the process of working on it. Originally planning on having it out this fall, but with the timelines of how things are lining up, it'll probably more than likely be early next year that we end up getting it out. But we're in the process of doing a full-length album.
That's awesome. We'll definitely have to look forward to that. That's good to see you guys out touring. When you guys did instrumentals, I'm just interested to see, did you guys have anybody featured, or was it just strictly instrumentals?
It was just instrumentals. The only, I guess technically you could call Matt Turkington, the guy who did the vocals on Mirrors. We labeled him as featured just because he wasn't an actual permanent member of the band. Justin and I, when he lived with me, all we would do is just like hang out and watch YouTube of like playthroughs of some of our favorite bands, guitars, drums, and even vocals and stuff. And we found a vocal cover. There's an instrumental band we listen to called Polyphia, and this guy just uploaded a video of him singing on one of their songs, and it was fucking amazing. So when it came time for us to do vocals premieres, we just kind of reached out to him to see what he would charge us to, write and record vocals for it, and gave us a really good price, and he did a killer job. So it was really fun. It was an interesting workflow working with somebody like that. It was the first time I'd ever done it as a producer, working with somebody halfway across the country, but it worked out fine, and
ended up becoming good friends with the dude.
Yeah,
too.
super nice guy. Nice. So we still talk to him to this day occasionally, but it was cool featuring him. But
we had Aquay. He it wasn't like a feature, but what do you do, master?
Yeah, our first EP, Solipsis, we had the guitar player of my personal favorite band, Tesseract. He also does their production, and we reached out to him to do the mastering on our first EP, and he did a great job. So
yeah,
I guess you technically want to call that featuring, but it was just more production work that he did. He didn't perform anything.
That's cool. I don't know why, but like I always get excited to see people feature other people in their music. It's always cool to see like a mashup of two worlds colliding. That's kind of nerdy, but
Yeah. Well, we have a few friends that really want to do some like guest solos and stuff like that. Be pretty cool. It's like you said, just kind of blend someone else's style onto our music. Just give them a chance to show their shit off and thread for a little bit.
That's awesome. So, it sounds like you guys have the big show coming up along with some others. What do you guys have in store for the rest of this year?
The only other show we have booked aside from this one coming up on Friday is for June 16th. We're going to be in Cincinnati. So that'll be really cool to be able to finally take this band and play out of state. We've all done it with other bands, but I guess technically we played in New York City with Astraeus back in 2014. So we have played out of state, but getting to do it, with a really solid, cohesive unit. It's going to be a lot of fun driving to Cincinnati to play. We may do some like weekend runs throughout the year, like maybe do like a Pittsburgh on Friday and then like a Columbus on Saturday or something like that. But as of now, we don't have anything booked. And then
pretty much just working on the album.
Working on the album. We have like 2 or 3 more songs to write, and then like finish the pre-production on it, and then we'll be able to dive into production. But hopefully throughout the second half of this year, we'll be mostly focused on the album because we really want to get it finished and released. So that's probably where the majority of our focus will be.
Great. Well, we'll definitely be on the lookout for you guys this year.
Yeah, we're
Yes.
Oh, go ahead.
Sure. And before we let you guys go, can you share with us how everyone can follow you and listen to your music, like what platforms you guys are on?
Absolutely. We're on Spotify, pretty much any major online streaming. I know we're on iTunes. We're on Google Play. You can download any of our EPs or singles for free on our Bandcamp at astraeus.bandcamp.com. You can follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/AstraeusBand. We have a YouTube channel with a bunch of playthroughs and not technically music videos, just kind of single videos where you can listen to the song. And that's youtube.com/AstraeusBand. And you can, I should probably tell you guys how to spell Astraeus. I'm going to probably mess it up when I say it off the top of my head, too. Astraeus. Astraeus.
Good job. That is correct.
Yeah, we
Use it as a sentence.
But pretty much anywhere where you can listen to music online, you'll be able to find us. Normally, we've been using our triangle logo, so just look for a triangle and you'll notice.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for taking the time to sit down with us this evening.
No problem. Thank you guys for having us.
Absolutely. So everyone listening, make sure to follow these guys on social media. And if you haven't followed us yet, make sure you do it now. We're on Instagram at Teaser Talk as well as Facebook. Make sure you check out Teaser Talk Top Shop. We've got a lot of new cool stuff there, including a Support Live Music t-shirt, which is really important. Talking to these guys, talking about all the local things we have going on here in Charleston. So we hope you guys tune in next time. And until then, keep rocking.
We hope you've enjoyed this episode of Teaser Talk.
Tune in next time to catch some more shenanigans.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram at Teaser Talk. Also, follow us on Twitter at talk_2_teaser.
Until next time, keep rocking.